Hi, everyone. We're here being cool. This is my new rhythm.
That's right.
Everybody do it. Exercise in the middle of the day. Come on. Hey, we're both wearing pink.
I know it.
Someone in the chat has a salad. Share.
Oh, yes. Croutons.
Let me get back to the comments. Thanks for coming in, and thank you so much for coming in, Aley. I really appreciate that. And you had I want to make sure there's room to remind everyone what you do, how you do it, and if you do private readings.
All right.
Da.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Deborah, again for having me on the show. I always love it. You've been such an inspiration for me and a helpful person. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I've been on for about a little over 3 years, and we do all kinds of things. We're doing a dreams, visions, and appearances show tonight at 6 o'clock every Tuesday, Pacific time, 6 o'clock. We'll work with mediums, psychics. I'm going to be starting a film series where I'm going to be talking about some films. And yes, I do private readings. But if you're a member, you get a free reading. So you can either take a choice. You can be a member of my channel. There's 3 different ways you can do that. And Deborah has members in hers, so don't forget. And or you can, it's $75 for half an hour, and I'll take it's probably would go longer than a half an hour. So thank you.
I always roll over. Yeah. I always roll over too. I get so in. I love what I do so much.
Yeah.
That I just keep talking and thinking.
That's right.
And the client is saying, well, that's the end of
Wait a minute, there's something else
to go now. Okay, funny. All right. Be that way. But yes, I just started memberships. And the most popular that I have is Learn Tarot and Numbers.
Excellent.
And we meet on Zoom, communicate through the community chat, and then we meet on Zoom so I can get specific for you. If you know tarot, you just want numbers, I'll give you that. If you want the mix, you want how to do all that stuff is there. And we meet twice a month for that. And then you get access to the recording.
Sure.
If you're a member.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Which reminds me, my members will be meeting on Friday. I'm only doing 3-card read for everybody this week because I'm just between houses, between water, and between internets.
And between ice. She's in Iceland, Greenland.
Yeah.
She's all frozen up. Oh, poor baby. Well, you always find a way to come to be with your friends and family here. Yeah. We love it.
Yeah.
Just love it.
Can't keep me away. That the even when the elements want to make it a little more difficult, there is always a way. So thank you.
Oh.
Yes.
When hi, Carol. Oh, hi, Carolyn. So when you do 3-card draw, when you say that, is it for a specific member when you do that reading? Because you said it was members only, 3-card draw?
Yeah, anybody that wants a reading, they can ask in the members show
chat,
and you could say for spirit, for my finances, whatever you want to say, and we'll pull.
Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah.
Well, you may have noticed, ladies and gentlemen, is Dennis here? Where are you? Dennis, I told you that if you're not showing up, I'm going to talk about you. And I don't even know you, and I can make stuff up. So anyway, I've got my backdrop here. We're out into space today.
Yeah.
Because you said there was a UFO sighting. And where you are right now on Whidbey, lots and lots of UFOs. Oh,
definitely. Definitely. Yep.
They're always around military bases at Oak Harbor.
Yeah, definitely.
Been there.
Yeah. I don't particularly like it because I'm in the flight path of the planes, and my poor dogs, they have a hard time with that when that happens. But, it goes right over our heads and it's loud. So if you hear that, you'll just know that somebody's out there scrambling jets.
America, someone's out there protecting America. Thank you so much. I live really close to Camp Pendleton.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so they'll play their reindeer games and just boom, 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 boom. I have two friends that just moved in around my neighborhood, and they texted me, "Oh, what the hell's going on? Should we pack up our important papers?" No,
Yeah, I know.
they're just playing their reindeer games. But every summer, it feels like they set themselves on fire, and everyone panics, wanting to get their important papers. I says, no, they'll put themselves out. They light themselves on fire all the time. But so yeah, that was pretty funny. But you had some questions. I don't have them in front of me, but we were talking about I will get to the UFO because I do have information on that.
Oh, good.
Kind of happen.
Yeah.
So, and anybody in the chat who have seen a UFO, encountered it, let's see, CE1 is witness, and CE2 is, and there's CE5 where you're actually talking to them in your bedroom.
Right.
I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. So, but you were talking about Trump and Aley Cannon. I have not found her birthdays to do numbers on her, but you don't need numbers to see who she is, right?
No, that's true. That's very
true.
So
she is who she is, and her to think the luck of the draw was that on one of the most important cases, but I think it's a residual from what we're leaving. Because I might I've been a bit controversial in the last few videos, and I'm going to do it again by reminding ourselves that we have allowed our justice system to let all these guys off the hook for generations. So but now we're wise to it. Everyone's in a panic, and that's why we come on to say, don't worry. And here's why.
Yeah.
But she's her role in the play is to remind us that that's favoritism is in our justice system. We're not going to brush over it anymore in the new earth, because everyone says there's a new earth, new way of living. We have to have a new way of thinking. And after all this is blown over, I want to hold our justice system to account.
Yeah.
And, if a big guy with a lot of money breaks the law, just because he came to your Christmas party doesn't mean he can't go to jail. And now that...
Well, there's one thing I'm confused about, Deborah, and that is this. The January 6th committee did their work. At the same time, the Justice Department could have been doing their work, but they didn't. And so to have Trump say that, this is all Joe Biden's doing, which we all know it isn't. He let them do their own thing. But why didn't they jump at it right away?
You're so funny. You forget. The impeachment started. I mean, it was a Bill Barr government. So that's why the first one didn't go through.
I do know that.
Yeah. And then the second one, it was fresh out of, he was fresh out of office. And we have Merrick Garland coming in, and he, I'm sure, was overwhelmed. And I think he's a nice guy, but, and I was just thinking about that. It comes to mind a lot, but which I do believe, Jack Smith is the one for the job. If you think, okay, he's perfect for this big job, him not being available, not being able to synchronize up in the first year could very well be the reason. So if you think of the powers that be,
got to get the right guy.
He was doing a bunch of stuff
in The Hague.
The Hague.
And then he got hurt, and he had to have the operation, and
but he did it from he started it with his team in bed in the hospital. Did you know that?
Sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's now Jack Smith. Okay, now he is a 9 life path, having a 9 personal year. No.
Oh.
Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
No, Jack Smith is having a 1 personal year. That's right. Trump is having a 1 personal year. So it's going to be everything all brand new. And Jack Smith is a 9 life path, which makes him very sensitive. And you wouldn't guess that, right? Because he's so stoic.
Yep.
So this is when I bring up Jack in first name basis, of course, he's my best friend. When I bring him up, I ask people to just send him a little prayer. Whenever he comes to mind, send him a little prayer of strength, because it's 9 life paths are all about legacy and being on the right side of history. And from their view.
He is very Lincoln-esque. As somebody said that they felt he was the reincarnation of Lincoln. He actually has the look of Lincoln, his face with his beard and everything.
Oh, you're right.
And, yeah.
What a great observation.
I know. And it wasn't mine, so I give it to whoever came up with it. But he really looks that way. He really, and he's dealing with not quite the same thing, but in a different way. Two sides and trying to make the middle happy.
It is like the same thing, though. I mean, we don't have muskets; we have AR-15.
Right. Well, and the Pluto is in the same place, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Modern day, but also with the numbers being an 8 universal year, all the countries are doing it because it's not just ours.
True. Yep.
And so whatever you built in the first 7 years of this cycle, which was Trump and Trumpettes and all that stuff, if anything's built on sand, it will go away.
Yeah.
And America, I think it was Iran, it was the whole bunch of China, the USA, the UK, Trump. Anyway, there's a whole list of things that are in a one personal year, and it coincides with astrology, with that Pluto action.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to watch.
Cool.
And it is going to come brand new. The America is going to be brand new and more on the same page. It might take a little bumpy start, but we have to ferret out those. Someone said Trump termites eating away at democracy. Now, that's not mine. I think somebody else, but I took it up, adopted it. But so the first one is the head of the problem. The second thing is getting, on the other ferreted out. So it's going to take a while, but at least we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
So I think it's good.
Yes, it is.
Read here.
You did get a response here from who you were calling out. Who was that? Dennis.
Who was it?
Dennis.
Dennis, are you here? Let me get, okay.
Yeah, he is.
Dennis, thank you for coming. Okay, in 2011, I saw it and heard Bigfoot on top. On top of the Summit Mountain in Fayette County, Pennsylvania, where windmills were being put up. Wow. That's interesting because windmills would, I feel there's a portal. I have a friend who went into the silence of deep woods for a season. It's wanted to shows that. I mean, the ultimate hermit card, right?
Yes,
going to solitude. And she had an encounter with Bigfoot that she would leave out a mirror. She left out a hand mirror out of sight of her camper, and then it was gone, and a piece of hair was left for it. Was like they would trade gifts.
Okay.
So she would send out some food or something like that, and he would send back a beautiful rock or something like that. I say a he. I don't know if it was or not.
Right.
But she said the smell.
Yeah, the smell is what I heard is the worst. Yeah.
And it's not anything. But I believe they come and go through portals. I do believe they have an agenda with humans.
Yeah.
So
do you think they're extraterrestrial?
I think they're not human.
Okay.
I think they're.
Some people have thought maybe they're an elemental, and some people were saying that they thought.
Maybe interesting. That's an interesting thought. Thanks for the idea. Now I'm going to go down that rabbit hole.
That's what this is all about.
Because they are so. That's the thing. The first dimension is the core, crystal core. The second dimension is so big because it's everything between here, the crystal core, and the surface of the earth. and all the elementals live there, and anything that, then we have the third dimension, which has its layers, right? And then of what we have and what we do, and then the fourth dimension tells us how we feel about what we have and what we do. I mean, it goes up, but the closer you are to Earth, just over that line of the second dimension, you can see, if you can, people who are like shamans or do earth magic or earth medicine and things like that, would have the eyes to see that, to experience that.
Right.
And so,
wow. Yeah.
So you
Rossi
saw
said,
and heard
their shape might be shape-shifting ETs. So isn't that what the
skinwalkers
are? Isn't that what the skinwalkers are shapeshifters?
Yes, they're part of the outer space, not the inner space.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't think, I don't know. What do you think, Dennis? Do you think shapeshifters are from the Earth or from outside the Earth? Here we are.
Yep.
So there was deep wood. Exactly.
Yeah.
So lots of trees were taken down for the 23 windmills were put in. I've heard some weird stories about that. I think it's called 411 missing people. And it's this guy that started documenting all these tourists that go into national parks and not come back, and their odd disappearances. Oh, I love that stuff, but I can't listen to it at night because it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I get it. I totally get it. Yep.
So, I'm looking here to see if I've missed something. That's one thing I do. Okay. Dennis says, I would say outside the Earth. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm with you. Because here, I really do believe, you know how everyone says, okay, I'm going to get out there, buckle up. So, you know how people are seeing more UFOs and they're visiting more and all that stuff. They've been in our past and all that stuff. And you know how when Dolores Cannon says that the wave of people and souls incarnating now are on the in mass now for the different Earth. Well, that means I believe that very few people that come in contact with me or on these channels are originated. I don't believe their soul originated on Earth. I believe we have star travelers. So you know, that first thought from God, your first incarnation, you resonated with Alpha Centauri, Beta Centauri, you know, the Pleiades or Mintaka or all of those constellations. And that's where you got your traits. So anybody who feels, and then you take a cycle, I mean, you've been to incarnations with other planets and stuff, but, and then you're called to Earth now.
Right.
Dang.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, let's wash all the memory of this off and see how you do.
Right.
Oh God.
Right. Good luck. Yeah. Here's a match.
Yeah, but then the Akashic records became a way, you know, a signpost and all of this stuff. The message is still getting through. But the one thing I think is that people don't realize how awesome their soul is and how far away it's been and the knowledge it brings in. So, there is a free ebook on my website that kind of goes into that off-planet thinking.
Excellent.
But
double check it, everybody. That's fabulous.
You have to check it out. So UFOs, I'm going to do one more thing here. I was looking up your message about UFOs because I didn't have any details trying to look for it. I still didn't actually find it. What I did find is that the Pentagon has a website now that is the hub of all information UFO.
Okay.
I will have that address in the show notes.
Okay.
And it's so new that it has very little. It has a homepage, so it's just like in its infancy.
Mhm.
But so I'll have that so people can track.
Yeah.
Let's
So the
see.
one I had heard about was over Ukraine, and that Vladimir
Hmm.
Zelensky was able to either see it or learn about it. This was a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
must have been comforting.
I have to say it must have been, because they're fed up with all of our wars and
Reindeer
stuff.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really
Yeah.
are. They're like, when are you
Well,
guys going to wake up? Yeah.
well, we gave him a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I understand. We gave him a good start, but then the Congress is soon to be out, and then we'll go back to giving them a better start. But
I hope so.
I think the other countries have stepped up a bit.
Oh, yes, they have. They've got the equipment, and he is sending them ammunition, but he's not going through Congress to do it. So, but
Yeah,
right
how
now
do they
with
do that? So cool.
I know right now with the other Israel and that whole contentious thing, that's where a lot of people are saying, I don't want to talk about it here or anywhere else, because of the Gaza thing and the Israeli thing, and everybody's sort of on one side or the other, and they don't want to hear the other side. Kind of reminds me of what's going on here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Mhm.
universal eight that I know I keep coming back to the numbers, but
Yeah.
they ring true so much.
Yes,
And
they do.
so
Yeah.
2025 is going to be the 9 universal year. So here we are, conflicted and standing on what we think is solid ground with our opinions. And then
Mm-hmm.
it'll be next year when we have to give up what just doesn't work for us anymore. And so through this conflict, people who deny the conflict will have a direct experience with that. And believe me,
Yep.
I would not want a direct experience of that anger and
That's right.
volatility. But they have to give up whatever platform. And I'm open to giving up my platform on whatever. I'm open to learning
Uh-huh.
new
Uh-huh.
ways of thing. And I know you are too. So
Definitely.
that doesn't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
scare me. So Dennis, we're talking. Okay, I heard of Bigfoot roaming around my area back in the 70s when I was a little tyke, and I finally got to see and hear one at
Wow.
night. You saw
You
him?
smell one.
I missed that part.
Smell.
He saw
Yeah.
and heard.
He said he saw
So,
it there at the windmill location, remember?
right, yeah, I missed that word. I was thinking hearing because that made me
Uh-huh.
remember my friend, and so that rabbit hole
Okay.
came up. But
Yeah.
Dennis, did it look like the traditional
Hairy Sasquatch.
monsters or hairy
Yeah.
thing we see?
Yeah.
But
Wow.
you would just make sure that the hunters, thank you, Dennis, the hunters that go into I forget what they're called, their hides or something. They build this contraption so they can hide in it
Uh-huh.
with their gun and wait for wildlife. Yeah, they get touched by the supernatural out there. And I just don't go into the woods. Don't go into the desert alone. I don't do any. I
Yeah.
live in the most densely populated zip code for my own safety.
Right. Right. Well, it should be mentioned that you did come from Sasquatch country, because you lived in Washington State, and that was never even on my radar at all.
Well,
But here it's like everywhere you go, you see, Bigfoot coffee shops and all that other stuff all the way around. Yeah.
they are
Yeah.
there. There are so
Uh-huh.
many remote areas, and then it
There are.
also goes up into the Yukon.
Yep.
Yeah, that's.
Yep. Oh,
But
Dennis said it was 150 feet away from him and his friend. So did you smell it? That's my question, Dennis. You must have smelled it. Ooh, because I heard that it's the smell that really is overpowering. Probably because they don't shower. That's what's going to happen to me in another couple of weeks.
Oh, you're silly. She is. Say a prayer for Jack Smith and Aley, because Because he's in a deep freeze right now
I'm in a
on
deep
Whidbey
freeze with
Island.
no water. I'm having to take sponge baths. Yes.
Yep. And what are you warming your home with, or with your?
Well, we have propane. Fortunately, we have propane in
Oh.
the RV, and we have electricity, so we have warm blankets, so it's okay. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dennis, it was taking either sticks or a big rock and hitting them off trees to scare us away.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my God, I heard about that.
Really?
I mean, that they
As a
do
way
this.
of them getting rid of you to get you out of the way? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, oh man.
Yeah.
That means that, you know what? You know that 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yes.
So everybody is a 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon.
Correct.
And so for Dennis, I think I'm 2 degrees of Sasquatch. Because I know Dennis. I don't know Dennis. He's just a name on
your screen. I know.
on my
But
screen,
he comes a lot.
God bless
So
him. I love him. It's just great.
Oh, Amanda says she has a friend who lives in Shelton. You know where Shelton is, right?
Yeah.
On the peninsula. And Bigfoot likes beer and beef.
He witnessed Bigfoot and says they like beer and beef jerky.
Oh my
I kind of like that too. Maybe they are of the earth.
Maybe they're MAGA. You never know.
That's right. Oh, look for the red hat. They would not wear a red hat.
Oh,
that's funny. It's amazing. Once people get started talking about the heebie-jeebies stuff, we've had a lot of brushes with it.
We have.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're ready for some questions.
Yeah.
Okay. One more. Let's see, Dennis. It was unbelievable how loud the noise was. The power, I know.
Oh, sure.
He was using to hit.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, you know what Trump says about windmills? He says they cause cancer. So maybe.
And they make the whales do something, apparently. They do something to the whales.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you can't make this.
How do they get away with it? And I did a video. I just have to confess here. I did a video about the cute little tarot reader Jesse Waters had on his show. And I looked at the whole video, and she did 4 readings, and all of them are fascinating for 4 people, Biden and then Jesse Waters, and then America. It's a delightful thing. And I chopped it up and then did my narration and numbers and all that stuff. And I was so happy that Fox did that. Now, I think if Fox pre-recorded that, it wouldn't have made it on, because it was so positive for Biden and America.
Yeah.
But I know that Jesse Waters is a liar and Fox News is a liar.
Yeah.
And I did try to stabilize that in my video. I lost subscribers, and which is fine. I'm going to be who I am. But
I don't watch it, but I have seen clips of there's a young woman who's on there now, and she's more liberal, I guess. And she just completely annihilates the others, and it's so much fun to see. So I'm pleased at least they have that. That
I often wonder if that Dominion suit, it was one of the requirement to have even news.
Well, I wouldn't.
Because it was right about that time.
Yep.
So thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Dominion.
Yes, thank you, Dominion. Well, we used to have it until Reagan got rid of it in the 80s. I mean, we always had fair and balanced both sides. And then Reagan signed the paperwork that said, oh, we don't need to do that anymore. And ever since, we've got people that just take advantage of that. So.
And then that was it Alito that took away the barrier for money in campaigns.
Right.
So all of that it's going to be, it's like America is, and democracy is a big ship, and it takes a minute for it to turn around, but we are going to turn it for sure.
Yeah, we are. Got to be patient.
Sure.
You're right. Yeah.
So, well, we have. Is there another question, Aley, you would like to ask? I've got a couple of questions.
Oh no, that if you want to do some readings, that's fine. I see Juanita's got a question, and I was just wanting. I'm seeing more and more UFO activities shown up. That's all, and some people are saying they're seeing the tall whites in Brazil. Somebody saw one in Florida in a mall. There's just been a lot of there's been a lot.
The tall whites really do need heat. You're not going to find them in cold areas. They're not going to be able to be comfortable.
That's why they were in Brazil, I guess, and down in
Brazil.
Yeah.
Wow. But I read that encounter that guy had. What was it? Oh, Walking with the Tall Whites, I think is what it's an interesting story. There's a documentary on that.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Check it out on YouTube.
Yeah. So Juanita's at 12:28, Deb, and then Coach Ellen is at 12:29 with a question. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you got it further down. Yeah, there's Coach Ellen. Above that is Juanita's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'll come back. I'll star Juanita and do.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. I think Juanita's down below. Anyway,
we got Lori.
A 7 personal year and an 8 universal year. You and I are the same. That's my configuration. That what that means is your portal to higher consciousness is open like all year, like all season. This is your season to get the information. Now, being an 8 universal year, you're going to be able to move that into consciousness, tangibility. What that means is your intuitive nature is going to be on high alert. It's up to you, though, the lesson of the 8 universal year, it's up to you to listen to the knocking. And so that's the trick of an 8 universal year having a 7, because it's very aligned. Oh, also you can't lie. I mean, the minute you try and do a white lie, it's like somebody's going to spank you because you'll be left alone. So just caution. And I'm doing it myself because I want to make sure I don't get caught. So Juanita's review, I thought, was right here.
She's up at 12:28.
Thank you.
And I also see below, let's see.
12:28. I'm looking here.
I can't see it. You got it clicked. It's clicked. You've got it. You got
I've got, Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When it's clicked, I don't see see the number. A throw of cards for your love life. I think you gave me, Juanita, I think you gave me some information. Let me find it if you did. But we can do a read on your love life. Yes. So I'm going to move into the frame of reference because I don't know if you're with someone and want a deepening or if you're looking for someone, but I am going to move into the framework of your happiness in your love life for the next 6 months and see what's coming up first. And then if you need to do anything at the level of action to make something better happen, then I'll tell you that. So you go first.
Okay. Aley. And there goes the flight. I don't know if you all heard that. Okay. So it says, laugh as much as you breathe, love as long as you live, have fun, nurture your relationships. That's the first card. So I think you're going to find somebody that you'll be able to nurture your relationship with. But remember, they may not, it says looks can be deceiving, and look beneath the surface, because sometimes we choose somebody for their looks, but they're kind of blah. And sometimes some of the most, I won't say a blah person, but somebody that may not be as handsome or beautiful as you want them to be, can be just the most charming and wonderful partner for you. So I get the panda as, oops, can you even see it? No, there we go. anyway, it's a panda bear, and it says, "This person will have gentle strength, and you'll have a peaceful life with them. They're there to make you happy." So, hopefully, that person is on your radar. And otherwise, I don't know for sure how you're going to find them, but if you're somewhere where you're doing a lot of laughing, perhaps they will be there with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know what? You're amazing, because that's what the cards come out on this side. You're gonna. So the very first card out is the World card. I have to do this. The World card, which means you're triumphant. This may mean that you're with someone now. So, but or close. It's close to meeting someone. What's crossing it is Nine of Swords. So this guy is really bummed out and worried about that. That's just a message saying that you are worried so much about it. They can't bring in happy. You don't, if you're worried about a lot of anything, then you don't have eyes to see the success.
Blocking it. Yeah.
So that's just a little message you have. Now, I'm going to save the best for last, but in the beginning, like right now, there's a blessing coming your way, and I'll explain that in a minute. And no, he's not going to break your heart. It's going to be a kind of an older guy. I think I have the King of Pentacles here, kind of an older guy that has money. So King of Pentacles, you will meet the next person. So we're going shopping, girl. I think there's two people synchronized up. Whether you're married or not makes no difference. Two people are synchronized up for you to make a choice. Now, the one that's more secure financially, I think I'm with you, Aley, because it feels like he might be a little too round or a little too short or something like that. Because I feel you pass him by, but it looks like there's another guy coming in that's fit and active and likes to travel. And he's the Knight of Swords, more a contemporary age-wise, but he came in reversed. And so I want you to know one thing. Every person you go out with is a practice boyfriend, not a proper one. The minute you think he's a proper one, you have certain expectations, and they're bound to disappoint you because they're not on the same page. So you're going to have some eye candy coming in, but choose the other.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got.
Choose the other. This guy that might not be the best for you, I think might be at work or a place. It's in a social gathering, but it's like, oh, let's go out for a beer after work or something like that. Once you get into that kind of thing. So awesome. Bless you and leave you with that. That's sort of fun. That sounds like fun.
I know, Anita. Let us know. Wow.
So here's Willow Love is seeing 1111 as was a part start to my yes. So that is, now let me give you everyone some place to go here. I got to think of it. It's a website that has every single number you can imagine on it. And it's this index, and you just click on the number you've been seeing, and it opens up Sacred Scribes. Sacred Scribes.
SCRIB, like a scribe, like a writing. Okay. Yeah. Scribes. SCRIBE.
Okay. I'll put it in the show notes. It takes me a little while to do that, but I will.
Yeah.
And if you go there, it will do. Now, if you just wanted to start your own language with spirit, because we have resources and we can adopt other people's opinions about a number and assign that to that number. But this is how spirit talks to you.
Absolutely.
So you could add this up. So 1111 is a 4. Grounding energy is coming your way when you see that. You'll be able to bring heaven to earth, that type of thing when you see that. That's what I would subscribe to in that number. You may have a different opinion about it, but it's when you ask yourself, oh, what does that mean to me?
Yeah.
And then wait for the answer. I think that's what intuition is all about.
Absolutely.
bringing it into you instead of reading the book, except you have to read my new book coming out.
There you go. So my friend, every time she sees that number, it always showed up around her mom. So that's a great thing to realize, that could be that. But yeah, I'm going to just give one reading for her. I get the green fairy willow, which is your imagination. Explore the mysterious allure of creativity and embrace your uniqueness. And that's what it was calling for you for, Willow. It was saying, it's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to smell the delicious coffee that's being made and to learn all the things you need to learn in this life. So there you go. Okay.
Yes, gonna do it. Sonia, I get a message from your guys for my meeting tomorrow. Oh, yay. If I should take the offer and have no issues if I do. I love that question.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'm going to pull out my fairies cards here. Guides for your meeting tomorrow. Oh, I pulled a card that says, I give you star dreams. Feel blessed and know that the troubles that have followed you are now far behind. That's a very positive card, I think. That card is saying to you that the time is right for you, I think. And look at all your elementals and guides and fairies are all around you. And it's time for a change. That's what they're saying. So I think that that you should take the offer. It seems like from what your guides say. Yeah.
So with what I have, I see you as taking information in and not having a negotiating voice. I don't know what that means, but you know how you speak up when things, and there's two women involved with this, and a missing part of the contract. Or something you had, when you go into a contract and say, oh, here's your job and you're going to get free coffee and a car and, then you go to HR and sign, you think, just assume it's still in there. Just have to read and say, oh, where's my car? Where's my coffee? Yeah. And so that's what it looks like. And it feels like because you take a stand sooner than later, or just take in and don't show your hand kind of thing, it looks like you may want to, part of your strategy might be, I'm going to walk away. But then they're just going to say, wait. Let's go over this again.
There you go.
So,
there you go. So walk in strength. Yeah, walk in strength.
Yeah, walk in strength. Yeah. Listen to everything, make sure it's all in what writing, but it does look quite nice. I mean, but when you said about the contract, let's see, or should I take, or the offer, that's my message. I think it's a good offer, but act like you don't need it.
It's a very good message. It's a very good message for all of us, because many times we sign something and we're not looking at it. We're not reading it. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people do that with their taxes. They just sign it and assume that everything's okay. You really need to look at it. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I hope you get it. You got to come back and tell us. So let's see. Oh gosh, I know this is political and I've got Lori here. Just a moment, but I want to do Karen.
Okay.
Karen, there we are. Reagan did a lot of negative stuff. So I'm also going to I just requested that Noel Kostler come on my show. I doubt if he will, because I'm a little bit and he's a lot. And he worked behind the scenes at the premieres and the finales of The Apprentice.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And he also connects Reaganomics to the Democratic Trump at the time, and then, all this stuff. He's an amazing oracle. I did listen to his latest podcast. He says he's going to give up the podcast because he feels he's just repeating himself, because he has the inside scoop on Trump's incontinence and
Yes, that's
drug
what I was going to
use.
say. Yeah,
And that's the thing. The first time I heard that, I brought it up slightly and got a little side eye from people, but it's out, which I appreciate because it. Oh, and he said one thing that was so nice when I wrote the proposal. I said, when I'll celebrate or something like that with him knocking back a cheeseburger that takes out his black heart and we'll all dance a couple days. And I mean, he's a comedian.
He's a comedian.
But
he said the incontinence has been going on since The Apprentice in the 80s. And isn't that to do with Adderall? All the Adderall.
But he's not. Noel was saying that he doesn't take Adderall. He sniffs it.
He snorts. That's right. Yeah, like cocaine. Yeah.
It goes.
Thanks, anyway, Linda. I agree with you. They do need to listen to what he had to say. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll put and if you do get a hold of him, if you're on Instagram, say you know me. And then I wrote
absolutely.
Yeah, please.
You gotta get over there. You gotta get over there. See this one.
I want to see you on Deborah's Grow Your Life. I gotta see it. Okay, I've got an extra piece of paper for you, Lori. I'm going to do your numbers while Aley does reading for financial and job for 2024.
Right.
Oh, you're a smart one, Lori. You're born on the 16th. So she's part of the genius realm. Just saying.
Wonderful.
I'm not just wanting your vote, but
well, the first thing I get is an anchor. You are looking for some stability in your job and your finances. And that makes complete sense. I mean, we all are, but you want an anchor. You want to know that there's something there if that's what you need. The next one I get is a roll of the dice. There's going to be some risks involved in whatever way you go, but I don't see that as a bad thing. They're asking you to trust fate and weigh the risks and then go ahead and play the game of chance when you believe that you have the right hand. Let's put it that way. The last one I got is happiness because it's the sun, and the sun is the most beautiful card on the deck. It says happiness, success, and clarity. So I think as long as you wait and play the game right and, make sure you check your cards, your dice, whatever, that you're going to do well and you will succeed this year. So good luck.
Isn't that I just love collaborating with you. It's just you're really tapped in because now you're having a one personal year, just like Jack and others. So a one personal year and you're a master number 11, 2911, which means your whole life you felt under the gun a little bit because all master numbers are like that. And they think, I got to do something big, but I don't know what it is, and you think these tiny steps are so awfully boring. But a one personal year will move you into your solitary nature because you like your quiet time. You don't, most don't use the radio or anything when driving. That kind of, this is solitude stuff, mainly because you can pierce the veil really easy. You have all your life, but you think everyone does it. It's not true. So as far as finances go, move into your solidarity, but or your quiet time, but understand that a lot of things are going to synchronize up that are new to you, offers that are new, inspiration that is new. So if you haven't written your book yet, you're going to have inspiration for that, whether you do it or not. Most likely you would, because it's an 8 universal year and that's all about tangibility. It's okay to feel you'd rather just be, let me tell you, rich. So, there's nothing better than having more money than you need. And so I do see that in your future, if you play it right. So here's my prediction for money and finances. you will be offered, or you'll have an epiphany if there's something brand new that will take you somewhere. Just follow the dots, the breadcrumbs, and don't give your heart away, or don't you whatever. Stay grounded. But I do believe this is the year, since you're a 1 and there's the universal 8, that whatever your imagination does, you'll be able to manifest. So if, let's say, you're in one career but want to try another career, you'll get an impulse for a totally different career and then find a job, or apprentice or something. That's how the 1 works with the 8. It's like something brand new. And then you just go, I might see Brazil and start to live there. I mean, that's a little far-fetched for an 11, but nonetheless, that's what I see it coming. So you don't have to worry about saying yes to anything forever, because this is the buffet year. Try this. This is sweet. This is,
a little bit of this.
But Aley was talking about your security level, and I understand that too. So you have to make enough for the rent and all that stuff, but keep your eyes open for something new.
Excellent.
And that's this great combination. Awesome.
So there's a question Coach Ellen put up, which I'd be interested in answer to. What age does personal years start applying? So, because children, you don't start with their personal ages, really. What would you say? Maybe in your 20s or late teens, you would look at your personal.
I just happen to have an opinion about that.
That's okay.
I gotta tell you, I'm 11 too. I just go down all these rabbit holes and I think, oh, I like this. My whole life is a buffet. So when we are born, I believe we have one guide that stays all of our lives. And even though you don't really start hiring guides or accumulating guides until you start making choices. That's what guides do.
Right.
And so there's three ways where I can't where numbers just don't kind of matter. And it's in early childhood. But the life path number means a lot, but the personal year doesn't really mean a lot, because you're not making decisions and your choices aren't your own. The second one is the elderly or dementia. Then it's less relevant. These still affects, but less relevant. And then people who enjoy a lot of drugs and alcohol, because that personality isn't the personality earmarked for this most times, maybe sometimes, but earmarked for this blueprint, not in the blueprint. And so then we can't reconcile any of that. So that's my opinion on that.
That's wonderful. I love that explanation. And it makes so much sense to me, because even when I read some of my horoscopes now, it seems about younger people. And so I take a little bit and I leave the rest.
Even with the numbers, and this is fun to do. If you're into your numbers, to understand what's going to happen to you this year, go back to your last 1 year or your last 2 year, and see what you were doing. Because, like, I'll bring up Mr. T, and his beginning of this 9-year cycle for him, which ended last year, started when he came down the escalator. Was his 1 personal year. And then this 2 personal year, you can kind of, he was making friends and getting rid of enemies. And then the 3rd year, he was very creative, Rocket Man, all that stuff. He's very, very creative and weird with our political. The 4, he became stubborn through COVID. So, you can see the progression on something, so you can see it better what's going to happen. But I'm with you that the softer life becomes. If you've been a good student of your life, then when you get to be our age, it's softer. And I'm living my best time of my life.
That's the way I feel too, Deborah. I do. Everybody's worried about being older, and I say, boy, if I knew that this was going to be the way it is, I think I would have come a lot sooner.
I wouldn't have resisted too much. That's for sure.
I know. Yeah, that's true. That's great.
That's for sure. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see, Lori, let me go back and find you so I can. Oh, yeah, I see. There's a little tag there that says hide. Let me go down a little farther
Mm-hmm.
and see what's going on. Yeah. Okay. Somebody agreed with me, so they get on.
Yes, definitely.
Sorry.
Lori
I'm
wrote
so
awesome.
shallow. So
Uh-huh.
shallow. I agree. One main spirit guide and one guardian angel we were born with.
Mhm.
That's interesting theory too, and have
Yep.
throughout our lifetime. And then sometimes this kind of gets into the ebook I have. Sometimes when we hire guides, that turn out to be a bit on the negative side later on in life. And let me explain why. Like I was born in a generation where it was fashionable to be fashionable and to beat your
Mhm.
kids and stuff like that. So, but I was always interrupting someone. You see how excited I get here? You know,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
interrupt you for sure.
that's
And
okay.
so,
Mhm.
but the thing is that I must have hired a guide to help me not talk, not speak up, because it
Okay. Yep.
helped me cope and kept me alive when I was a kid. But when I got into what I really wanted to do, which was teach in front of a crowd and do
Uh-huh.
events and do something like this, the stage fright, when the fear would debilitate me, I'd still do it, but I'd stammer for 5 minutes. It was awful. And then when I had my soul realignment with a practitioner, she brought that up. And so
Excellent.
it's like, bless you and release you. And ever since then, I can
Yeah.
walk in front of 1,000 people and not sweat. But
Oh,
it
that's
was
awesome.
remarkable
It's
how
awesome.
you, so if you have a negative pattern,
Mhm.
kind of think back, maybe there's someone that
Yep.
served you well during your and kept you alive in your childhood, but need to kind of go now.
That's true.
Uh,
Very true.
boy, that was and then Sonia. Here we go.
Oh, your life past the 3 and your 5.
So true. I'm a
Oh,
life path 3 in my 5 year and an 8 year. So life path 3. Okay, you're going to disagree with me, which I would be life path 3s. If it's added up a certain way, because there's 3 types, there are 2 types, and that I know of, is like almost like a vacation life. Only because, and I know we've all had a tough time of it, and only because you have an extra superpower of figuring out what to do if if X happens.
Mhm.
It's like if you got caught in a flood, you'd know exactly how to get to the roof. You know, I mean, it's pretty amazing. In your 5 year, you're going to love this year. The 5 personal year is all about staying loose as a goose. And that's what you do. It's like, okay, I missed my flight. That's and in an 8 personal year, which means you're going to be people's teacher. So people
Mm.
are going to witness your grace and learn from it. So your students are already gathering. And so this is your year to shine. Absolutely,
Mhm.
Sonia. So you have a message for Sonia?
We did one for her already. She
Oh,
was
we
the
did.
one that
Okay.
yeah, we did. Reversed Images is asking another question, which I kind of like because it's for everybody.
Yeah.
How can you handle being an empath when your family has turned against you?
Block them out. You're an empath. If you can take it in, you can block it as well.
There you go. Maybe
Just
some
stand in
bubbles,
your
put
own
some bubbles
stuff.
around you. Yeah. Put
And
the
what I
mirrors.
do is I just don't talk about it much.
Uh-huh.
But if they ask what I do, how I'm doing, what'd you do yesterday? I tell them, and
Yeah.
my blood pressure doesn't go up once. But if you are
Mhm.
relying on security from these people, then that becomes anxiety driven, I think. But really, it's I know what you're saying. What was that? Reversed images, you said?
Reversed images. Yeah. Reversed
Yeah.
images.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
we know your path, and you're going to make a big. She's a member of mine.
Yes, that's true.
and
Yeah.
and I know where you're going, so you're going to be
Oh,
just
there you
fine.
go.
People are going to say, just be brave enough and don't care about a thing. I've got your back. I'm your friend
There
forever.
you go.
So
There you go.
Stand with
So
you.
I think my birth life path is a 4, and if I add 8, that's a 3-year. I think so.
Add 8. Oh, I see what you're saying.
For this year, right? Becomes a 3-year. Isn't that what you do? You add the 8 to your number.
Well, you add your month and day and the current year. So what is your month and day? So you can't.
929. Yeah, 929.
9, 2,
Oh, I'm on
9.
1 year. I'm just like Trump.
Yeah. Yeah, but isn't that interesting? Because I told you, Dolores Cannon and this wave of empaths that are born we're right where we're supposed to be.
We're supposed to be.
And we are very valuable. Yes, you're a 28-1 personal year, but your 4 is what grounds you, because you're an amazing empath. Okay. Mm-hmm. Psychic, use your oracle cards with incredible accuracy. And it's like an 8 universal year for that. Universal year, not personal, but universal year is that you're going to see results. So the world is going to mirror back your best self. This is the year for that. So beginning that, but the 4 is what's interesting because that's why you're a historian. The English language well, the grammar and numbers and all of that stuff so well, because that's that 4 part of you.
That's that 4 part. Yeah.
You don't blow your own horn enough, though, too.
No, I do not. And it's funny that you say that, because I had the dean of one of the schools tell me, why don't you do that? I said, because I'm a Buddhist. And she said, well, you didn't tell me that before. That means that's why you do so well as a teacher. And I thought she'd think, oh, brother, but she didn't. So,
no.
It's very interesting. She thought that was awesome to know. And I was like, always afraid that they were going to go, oh, what a ding-a-ling she is.
Oh, no.
That's why I never got a full-time job, because I didn't blow my horn. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
But also don't you think that, okay, I'm going to say something that's kind of weird, but money isn't as important. So your choices in life are not because you're going to gain or lose monetarily. For the most part, you're grounded because you're a 4. You'll never starve, but but you have also a wonderful delayed gratification in you. So you'll go to school for a certain amount of time. You'll as the more you learn in metaphysics and the psychic sciences, the more confidence you'll get, and it's worth the wait for you, type of thing. But you're good. You're right now. I can't believe how it happened today, where you would read something and the cards were that way or the numbers were that way. So you're really connected. I use all my.
We're tapped in and well connected.
Tapped in.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
So I really, we're at the end of our hour. I want to respect your time, but boy, I had a lovely time with you today. Do you have any last messages for the crowd?
Last messages for the crowd. Well, if you're around this evening at 6 o'clock Pacific and 9 o'clock Eastern, come along and see my wonderful panel. We do readings on dreams, visions, and either extraterrestrial or ghostly sightings. And I have a great panel that does that with me. And and I do appreciate you bringing me on. I love working with you, as you well know.
Thank you.
And you've helped me a great deal. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Same everybody. Here. Oh, I wouldn't have met all these wonderful people. Thank you so much for coming. And I hope to see you soon. We'll have to get together again real soon.
We'll do. Take care.
Bye, everyone.